John.
Duck! Hey!
Hey!
What's today?
Episode number 10.
Episode 10. Wow. Did you ever think we'd get here?
Oh.
No. Really?
Wow, it's crazy we're here.
Tell me you thought we'd make it to 10.
It's really episode 11.
Oh.
Tell the people what happened on Friday, John.
Well, on Friday, you would have had a podcast of me talking to myself. Because, well, Dylan's mic was plugged into the wrong port.
Rookies.
Things you learn.
Yeah. You hear horror stories about podcasts going wrong. And it went wrong.
It did.
So, anyway, you get a refreshed episode 10.
Episode 10. Happy 10. Welcome to the TrainAnything Show. This is John.
And I'm Dylan.
And we are here to inspire belief and action in all things endurance. For the 10th time. 10 and a half.
You smell good.
Yeah.
Brings me back to the cap gun days.
Cap gun poppers.
It's got that smell.
You caught me off guard, I will say.
Did I?
A little bit.
That was a sweet intro.
Yeah, we nailed that.
If you aren't watching, that was right out of the guitar.
Yeah. And we're in.
Man.
Oh,
I forgot how we
so
do our
good.
shows.
Yeah, right.
This week's sponsors.
This week's sponsors. So we would be remiss in not having a show sponsored by
Fathers. Happy Father's Day.
dads everywhere. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
Seriously.
Literally.
They played a big part
Big part. Big.
getting everyone here.
Hope. Yeah, they all had a great day yesterday.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Monday, day after Father's Day.
Right. Yes. What do you?
Do you have any...
Dads are important.
Dads are important.
Yeah.
Do you have any good father stories?
You know, I've got, I think it's more, no specific stories jump to mind, but things I learned from Dad. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Belated. I called you yesterday, but we'll still throw it out there. Was just like hard work, sacrifice. Like my dad raised 5, 2 old. He had 7. My dad has 7 kids. And just like the work that it takes to raise families that big, and I just the sacrifice I saw and the hard work I saw was something I learned and brought into my own life, and it's because he modeled it for me. So you know, that's
awesome.
yeah, something I picked up.
He's around. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you got a story nugget, something?
Yeah, my story.
Papa G.
Papa G. Well, I told this on Friday, but I'll tell it again.
They didn't hear you. Neither did I, because your mic wasn't working.
Yeah. No. But my dad, he's, so I worked at a goat farm growing up, and I milked goats at 3 a.m. and 3 p.m., and I couldn't drive yet. And so typically in the afternoons, I'd bike to work. It was like a, 5-mile bike ride.
Training.
Yeah, so
Not yet.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Huffing glue or something.
Elmer's.
Elmer's, yeah.
I don't know. Can you have Elmer's?
Who knows what I was doing? Looking at the goat farm.
Can you make glue with goats? Or is that just horses?
Is that just horses?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's so special
Never mind.
about horses?
I don't
Drop it in the comments.
Yeah, we want to know. Can
Yeah.
you have goat glue? I'd buy goat glue.
Oh my gosh. I know where this podcast is heading today. Okay. But yeah, anyway, my dad would wake up at 2:15 a.m., make me eggs and toast and
he like worked all day.
butter he was a construction hard worker, construction remodels. And anyway, he'd drive me to the goat farm, drop me off at 2:50 a.m. I'd get to
Dawn.
work.
Yeah.
And then he'd
Yikes.
pick me up at 8 a.m. when my shift was done, and Yeah, but just tons of selfless stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dad just making sure I was making a buck.
Yeah.
And
Dad, that's special. Special morning rides.
Yeah, so
you just crank the tunes. We guys
Thanks,
listen
Gary.
to podcasts on the way.
Yeah, no, we we'd either have talk radio going in the car.
AM, good old AM radio.
Oh yeah, dude. Just listening to talk, and then what else? Or you just have some like bluegrass going, some type of bluegrass, and we had a long driveway. It was like we lived in the middle of like a heavily wooded 50-acre property, and it was bumpy.
Yeah,
but
right?
I just remember my dad. I took this on from my dad, but like drinking coffee out of a coffee mug wherever you go, wherever you drive. You don't need a
travel mug.
Yeah, you don't need a travel mug, but the suspension with the coffee mug, just on.
Never spilled a drop.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Like, what are you doing, Dad? He probably just stayed up and went to work.
Day, yeah. He just rolled through it.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah,
that was awesome.
Shout out, Dad.
Yeah, cheers to dads everywhere.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
So, all right, pivoting on to TrainAnythings.
Yeah, TrainAnythings of the week.
You got any good ones, John?
Yeah, I do. Even a better one than I had on Friday. We'll try not to reference Friday's pod too many times.
No,
but
we're changing it up.
That's right.
It's already different.
New. It already is, and better. So I had a few moments, and it was good because Friday in the evening I had another go at it, training bike handling and how to ride my bike basically. So I've been, as you know, like working on trying to get more comfortable on my bike after a couple accidents, and it's particularly uncomfortable when we're descending something and it's fast and there's holes and you have to turn and all of these things. It's like so treacherous. It's actually not that bad, and it's roads that I've ridden a lot over the last 5 years, but after the accidents, your brain goes, you shouldn't be doing this. You're going to die. Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is panic. So I don't, but I did. Like I had one of the days I did Kelly, not the steep side, but the other side, and it's got like a winding turn down it. And like, as I was heading into it, I'm like, okay, we are practicing Kelly Canyon. We're practicing descent again. So when I do that in my head, I was with buddy Garrett and like, okay, first it's either important
drop him. It's very important to drop him. Then I know I'm descending well.
That's right. And I did.
Garrett.
But he knows.
Don't let him do it.
But I told him, no, I was like, you should either go or, because I'm telling him, like, I'm practicing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try to do this. And I found that on descents, especially, and like going fast and turning, it is super helpful to not have somebody right in front of you. Because if you do, your brain can't just focus on the road and your line and what you want to do. You're also thinking about the guy in front of you and their line, which might be great for them, but might throw you off the side, or it's just another variable. So I ended up going in front of him, and I weigh a bit more than him, so descents are a little easier for me to cruise through. But I had my most successful Kelly Canyon weave in like 2 years. Nice. So sweet. Super stoked on that. And then on top of that, on Friday, I rode gravel, like dirt road, out River Road after my run. I just decided to bring my bike and do a ride. And it was great. I was out there and it had rained a little bit earlier, so it was a little slippery slidey and just...
Well, that's called tack. Nice and tacky.
It was tacky, yes.
That means grippy.
Yeah, well, my tires, I don't know. I had slicks on. Okay. Yeah. It was slippy. Yeah. But anyway, it was another okay, I'm practicing bike handling. Yeah. Like, you ride a tri-bike all the time, your arms are stuck like this, and you don't really handle. But getting on some different terrain and, intentionally practicing stuff is going to help me. Yeah, I was like, maybe I should do one gravel ride a week just to help break my brain of how you feel when you're on uneven terrain and getting comfortable again.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Sweet.
And work in progress.
Yeah, right.
That one I'm going to keep bringing every week. It's a long list, but that one stood out.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Me. My train anything is just to slow down in life.
Yeah, you're so
General.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh, you said life.
Yeah. Slow down.
Don't slow down.
Yeah. I live such a fast pace, with family and work and training and yeah, just like
When did
stop.
it hit you? Did it hit you?
Yeah. Well, I had a big bike week. I had a 20-hour bike week this week. So I had 3 big long rides. And typically I'll listen to podcasts, and it's a good way to fill the time when I'm riding.
Yeah.
You can only listen to so much music before you go crazy. I keep the music for intervals.
Yeah, for the heavy hitters.
But if I'm just out riding, I'm listening to podcasts. But it's fun. There's a lot of cool people out there to listen to, and a lot of good insights. And I think one of the guys I was listening to just had a good perspective on life. And I turned off the podcast, and I just started like looking around more, trying to like take in the beauty of where we live. We live in Bozeman, Montana, and it's just gorgeous. We live in a valley where we're surrounded by mountains and streams and rivers, some lakes around here, and just slowing down and looking at different angles than I would otherwise. Looking at trees and looking at the bark and the leaves, and I don't know, just like listening to birds. It just like it recharged me actually more than a podcast would, or
yeah.
Just like, so
that was some kind of podcast. You were listening to a podcast and you were like, I'm turning this off. Whatever that guy said.
Yeah.
It inspired me to turn this off.
That was good.
Don't turn this podcast off.
Yeah, no.
Don't go ride your bike.
You can turn it off.
In the mountain. You can turn it off. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe
Live
after
your life, man.
Finish.
But come back.
Wait, like and subscribe, and then go smell the roses on your own.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, that's good. I think we do live in such an amazing place, and don't often you get caught up in life, as they say, and just gotta slow down.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm actually training it, and you have to, because we live in a world where we just consume.
Right.
And I mean, there's a lot of wise people out there, and like quotes where it's just spend an hour by yourself alone in the quiet, and you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna hear a lot, and that's when creativity starts to come, when you're alone with your thoughts. And I feel that.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do that in this day.
Right.
We got our cell phones right here, our computer on our phone. We have access to anything. Dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm trying to really train it, not just saying it, just to say it. It's like, I don't know, unplug more and yeah. Recharge, because I do feel at peace when I'm alone. Right. I just know that about myself. It's my time.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's my train anything.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Because anything can be trained.
That's right.
Remember that.
Yeah, dude. But racing.
Yeah, it happened.
Move on to that. We had a great
jump into racing.
Yeah, we had a great event yesterday.
Yeah, Bozeman Tri. It's our local annual event. Always happens to be on Father's Day. And we had a beautiful day yesterday.
We got promoted.
We did. I'm telling people about
the Bowie Night boys got promoted.
Bowie Night boys are running the show on the water.
Oh, dude. So for those of you who don't know, John and I run an open water swim series up in Highlight. And we have 8 sighting buoys, so we sponsor the event. Was it is it year 3 we've sponsored it?
I think so, with our buoys, yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 4. So... But this year we got promoted to team leads.
Yes.
For some course. You trust us.
Yeah. Well, the real story is the lady who usually runs it couldn't be there.
Oh, so is that what it was?
He's like, who are these next? Who can I look to?
Who are the yahoos?
I don't know. I think we nailed it though. So it might stick.
I will say. Less hand. Well, okay. More hands, quicker help.
For breakdown.
For breakdown. But like setup. We got there early.
Yep.
I got there at 6
You were there
a.m. You
early.
got there at 6 a.m.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You got our tent set up.
Yeah. We got.
I started filling the buoys, and
Yeah.
we just looked at each other like, should we just set this course up?
Just-
Because we had the whole team coming at 7 a.m.
Yeah. The volunteers.
But they were more like water lifeguard support.
They were fresh.
Yes.
They were green.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Well, no.
Well, on the buoy setup. I'm talking about buoys.
Okay. Okay. I've seen some of them before.
Yes, they've definitely helped on the water support crew.
Yeah. Yeah. But I went and, set up the course. John
Just
kept
get it
feeding me
done.
buoys, and
Yeah.
it was money, dude.
It was
I was
on.
looking at him like,
This
those
is
are
good.
straight lines. Those are good.
Everybody's gonna appreciate that.
So anyway,
yeah.
So we set up some course.
Set up for a great day, and then they had a super sprint, a sprint, and an Olympic.
Mhm.
And I don't know how many people do we have?
Yeah, we had 10.
10 people.
Yeah.
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 TA
10
crew.
TA crew. Yeah. There's like 200 plus people
Just
racing.
a great local try. I was
Yeah.
just sitting out on the water waiting for it to start and just being grateful. Like, this is nice.
It's such a
Like,
good view.
it's
on the
so
water.
beautiful. Yeah. Got the bridgers.
Yeah,
right
if you guys are
behind it.
listening, there's
Close your eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes. You're sitting in this lake, looking at the beach
Not if you're
with hundreds of people
biking.
lining the shore, and just beyond in the horizon, you see the Bridger Ridge Range, which is glorious.
Glorious. And the
And it's
sun is
quiet.
peaking. and,
Yeah.
like, well, it's up.
There was
to
no
the
wind.
Right. No wind.
Calm. We had coffee in our hand,
This is good.
just sitting on the water,
Oh,
alone. That was great.
that's great.
But it's a beautiful place for a race.
Yeah.
And,
And the team crushed.
crushed
I think everyone had a good. I think
we had
almost everyone had a good day.
everyone on TA,
Yeah.
either overall podium
Uh huh.
or age group wins.
Yeah. And PRs. Like, people were beating their goals
Yeah.
on the day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we want to see.
Yep. Some notables: Jason Smith. He wanted to go sub 2:30 in an Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
Mission accomplished.
And this is a legit Olympic. This is
It is.
not,
It's
like,
hard.
it's an honest Olympic. The swim is probably long. Dylan's fault this year. The bike.
Well, hold on. There is coordinates. We have an app with latitude and longitude, and the
Yes.
course is the same every year,
Uh huh.
and it's pretty
Yeah.
accurate.
Uh huh.
Yeah, get out of here.
I
But
didn't
it is
see
long.
Anybody's
It's-
GPS
It's
watch.
for sure long.
Everybody always complains the swim's long at this race.
I know they do.
Every
Yeah.
time.
But let's see some notables. Your one-on-one coached athlete Jen.
Jen,
I didn't know that was her in
first
the
out of the
front.
water.
Did you know that was her?
Yes. I
I was like, who is this
let's
girl?
Go, Jen. She was a sleeper. It was so
Her
funny.
turnover is wicked quick.
She's like, I didn't kick the whole time, and I didn't need to.
Oh, she's just,
She was just moving those arms.
dude, her arms were
They
flying.
were moving.
And then
Well-
the second out of the water, well, Billy,
I didn't
Billy,
know that guy.
yeah, so he led the first lap, I think.
No, they were
They
together.
took it over in the last bit.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But he
know
just had this
Billy.
long loping
It
stroke.
was super long.
And then
she
to
was
watch Jen, it was like, but dude, she put the hammer on, like on the lap 2. She ran so hard.
because she's been working.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a great day. First
Yeah.
race since 2018.
Yeah.
So dusting it off and
Yeah, she
just,
looks stoked.
yeah, had a really great day.
Hmm. Yeah, Jen, and then Alyssa, she smashed the bike.
Yeah, super.
She had like
happy with that.
over 2-minute PR on the bike. Just
Mhm.
a hard bike course.
Yes,
by the way.
we said it's honest.
Yep.
Trail running.
And her fastest swim there in 4 years. So she was a high school swimmer and has been removed, but she's been working really hard in the pool.
Yep,
So she's getting like a fast swim back.
love to see it.
And then, you burn matches on the bike. You pay for it in the run. But she also had a little knee injury going in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
but first overall, female in the Olympic.
crush.
Yeah. Jason Smith. Yeah. Oh, we already hit him.
Yep.
Connor, Neil,
Uh-huh.
and Alexis. Connor won the overall sprint.
Yep.
Alexis took third overall in the sprint. And that was both their first triathlon.
Oh,
which was super sick.
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was their very first
Very
one.
first, yeah. And they're just motoring.
Way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. John and I held a
awesome.
transition clinic there. Was it last week?
It was.
Yeah. And we got them dialed in on T1, T2.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
they
look
that
sharp.
Fresh. Yeah, good.
Yeah. And they're racing Coeur d'Alene this coming weekend.
Right.
So,
Nice little
Yeah.
primer. Ready to go.
yep. And then Brian had a great race. Brad Lartigue was out there.
Yeah, Brad. He
He
hadn't raced in 2 years since his back surgery.
Yeah.
So
It's so fun to see him run.
yeah,
It's great.
I know, able to do the things.
Yep.
Brooke also.
Yep. Brooke smashed it. She was second overall.
Second or third.
Yep, by like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
She almost won her age group. But yeah, she had fun. And MJ, second overall in the sprint.
Yep.
So Connor got him. MJ's a beast.
Yep.
And who were we missing? I think that was, and then Megan and her daughter
That's right.
did the super sprint.
Yeah, mother-daughter team.
Yep.
That was fun to
Yeah,
watch.
Hanny's first little
It
sprint,
was so funny.
super sprint.
The girls. So it was all younger participants in the super sprint, and the first two whippersnappers went off, and they were sighting the wrong buoy. Like they were
Yeah.
just going the wrong way. And Megan was with Hannah, and we're out on the boats, and I hear Megan say, "Go that way," and Hannah was like, "Well, they're not going." Like she said,
Yeah.
"No, like I want to follow them," and Megan's like, "They're going the wrong way."
Yeah.
Like, listen to your mother.
Yeah.
We're going to that
was-
buoy.
that was funny.
It's just funny to hear them out there, but
Yeah.
super fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And she had fun. And at the end, she's like, I'd do another one. And I'd tell my friends about it.
Sick. Is that your follow-up question? Would you do it?
Yeah.
Is that like a rating scale for something? Would you do it again, and would you tell your friends?
She had to tell her friends. But yeah. I heard from Megan she wants to do another one. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, that was, and then we had our tent set up and
Yeah.
just hung out.
Crew,
It was so good.
Other friends, and
Mhm.
sorry if we missed anyone.
Yeah, I
But,
don't think
yeah.
we did. There's 10 of us. 10 of us there. 10 of them.
Great. It's a good
Yeah,
day.
I'm trying to think now. I'm like,
Congrats.
Who do we miss? Hi, Mom.
Phone's muted during podcast recording.
Yeah. I usually do. I didn't.
I know.
this
I'm the
time.
one who gets in trouble for that.
Your phone's on the table. That's like
It's
that
on
means
silent.
You know what that means
Oh,
in the
no.
world now.
Oh,
It means
gosh.
that your phone
Look
is
it,
more
I'm getting
important
lectured.
than.
I'm getting in trouble.
It's still on the
Sorry,
table.
Dad. Well, where do you want me to put it?
Oh, it's so funny. Throw it in the trash.
I would if I could. I would be that guy.
Hey, my phone was the one that was ringing, so I'm the loser.
Yeah, don't flip it on me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Anyway, so I think that's it for racing.
Yeah, congrats everybody. We got
A lot of fun.
some athletes racing Coeur d'Alene upcoming.
Yep.
So that'll be awesome. And then
Alexis and
we'll
Connor.
be I don't believe it's halfway through June. We'll be heading into July, where we will have our camp here in Bozeman.
Yeah.
July 10th through 13th. Registration's still open for anybody interested. And rooms at the TA Inn. I'm calling my house the TA Inn.
Yeah.
We still have rooms and beds available if anybody wants to come and needs lodging.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, if you're listening for the first time, you're looking for a sweet camp, July 10th through the 13th.
Just get to Bozeman.
Just get to Bozeman.
Bring your bike
here.
or be
and-
about 6 feet tall. We could probably find one for you.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. And yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
John and I
awesome.
are pretty close to locking down all the whole camp schedule.
Mhm.
But I think the exciting one for us is we got MSU pool rented out.
Yes, we have a pool.
That's crazy.
You don't know how amazing that is to live
It
in
sounds so
Bozeman.
dumb.
It sounds. They're like, "What do you mean you got a pool?" It's like, no.
Yeah, like the swim center,
We were
which is a 50-meter pool.
50-meter pool.
You can't rent it
It's a
out.
great pool. Well, you can ask.
Good
Somebody
luck. You got to
can.
be a coach.
I don't like.
Or
yeah,
like
no.
a
You can just
swim
ask. They're
coach.
gonna tell you no,
Oh yeah,
but technically it's available.
we
but
did ask, and
we
they
did
said it was
ask.
booked all year.
All summer. Do you
I-
believe that?
I don't
Any
believe it.
pool operators out there, your pool's out is full, maxed out the entire summer, not one day for 1 hour.
No way.
Let's do the math on that. How many days of summer? How many hours of operation? I want one. I'll pay you $1,000.
But
Not that
hey.
much, but all right, let's stop complaining.
Yeah. Now, but we got MSU pool. It the ceiling, the roof collapsed like was that 8 or 10 years ago now?
A long time ago.
So long ago, and it was just like, and it opened up last year. So
yeah, fresh pool.
And we found out we can rent it out.
So we are.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't be saying anything. You can't rent the pool in MSU.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, whoa, no.
Yeah,
But,
so we'll
yeah.
get pool time. We got lots of great rides planned.
That's one thing.
Great runs.
That's one thing we're excited about.
There are pancakes.
Yeah.
Just really great time.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, but it's on the way. So camp is on the way to Boise, not driving wise, but calendarly.
Oh, for the team race.
Calendarly speaking.
Yeah.
Calendar, is that a word?
Calendarly.
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 Calendrically. Ooh, I like that.
That's a fun one.
Calendrically speaking. I'm just gonna make myself laugh.
Is that a word?
I have no idea.
Calendarly.
I like it.
I do too.
All right. So.
But it's 2 weeks before our team race in Boise.
Pick us up.
Okay.
I'm lost in it.
Yeah.
Calendrically. Yeah, it's 2 weeks before team race where we'll have a crew. I think we'll have at least 10 people racing, maybe more.
Boise?
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, more.
Mhm.
We're coming in force. So
Yeah.
come, we'll have a tent and we'll be around at the race. I'll be racing.
Mhm.
Dylan will be racing, or unless his baby girl comes and
Yep.
or we'll see what happens.
She
But-
might come during camp, honestly.
You're feeling it.
Oh, gosh.
Kendra's like, it's
Yeah.
over again. It's coming.
She's like, there's no more room. My wife is little, so
There's no room at the end.
oh, we'll see.
Baby got to get out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Baby can come the 9th or the 14th.
I know you tell her that every evening.
Yeah.
Little girl.
Just stay in.
Little girl. Here's the schedule.
Otherwise, John's going to be swamped.
Otherwise, yes. John's going to be not panicking. It'll be fine.
Nah.
It's going to be great. But we're going to have a crew there, and we'll hopefully see.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see whoever's there, who's there.
Yeah, and then for locals listening or people who want to fly to Bozeman for open water swim series, our buoy night starts July 3rd.
July
at
3rd.
Highlight at
Yes.
6 p.m.
Yes.
So bring your wetsuit. The first one's always freezing.
Yeah. Extra neoprene.
Yeah, it's
I don't- have you temp-
7,000 plus feet
Have we temp checked
in a
it
reservoir.
in a minute?
No.
Yeah. Cold. Don't
Yep.
need to temp check it. We just know.
Yeah. We don't
It's-
even need to know.
It's
We're just
cold
gonna
up
go
there. Yeah, I know.
We'll probably, because the far left corner, lookers left.
Super cold.
Yeah, so we'll probably do a different course
Swim
the
it
first
up
time.
the middle.
Yeah, up the
Yeah.
gut.
Mm-hmm. See what we do.
See what we do. Anyway. All right, John.
Lots of good things. What do you think?
Pod meat.
Yep. Hey, love that sizzle. We are jumping into the fourth episode on our 4 phases of training. So these phases are things that many of our athletes go through, and they have very different goals, purposes along the way. So we started with form phase back in episode 3. Then we talked about speed VO2 phase in episode 5. Then we talked about force phase in episode 8. And here we are to round it out to talk about the focused phase
There you go.
on episode 10.
Here we go.
It's happening.
Let's get into it.
Focused phase.
So give us the overview of this one.
Okie doke. So as we come along, we have, if we're coming out of force, we'll just start with that. We've spent a good number of weeks working on our aerobic capacity and strength, right? Working hills, working sub LT1, that's upper zone 2 for some of you who don't speak lactate. But that's a lot of the focus of the force phase. And then we get into focus phase, and we get to start working race-specific paces, race-specific powers, more in that tempo to threshold range, and really dial in the fitness that you have been building through the other phases to go execute the race, the demands, what have you, for what you're doing. And as we've been talking through this series, we focus mostly on 70.3, at least in terms of our references to the different distances and things we're training. So we'll keep that going in this episode. But yeah, I mean that's the overview. I think one way to think about it is we've been moving. Like, it's playing in the fitness that we have, right? I think equating training to play is a good time, but you've moved your threshold, and now we're just going to get comfortable playing with the fitness tempo and threshold.
Yeah,
which is a great time.
Yeah, and getting focused on the demands of the event. So,
yeah,
what paces are you going to be running? What power are you going to be pushing on the bike? What pace do you want to be swimming?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for how long or whatever.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So that's that overview. What's the headspace, Steve? What do we want our people to be thinking?
Yeah, I think get excited. This is a fun phase where, like, I don't know, you put in so much work, you're fit, and now we can flex a little bit above zone 2. What?
Yeah,
it's a great phase.
Everybody wants to be.
Yeah, and I think just keeping it fun and, low pressure, stay focused, just don't turn off yet.
Right. Totally.
Because we still have a long ways to go, depending, I think we mentioned it, but 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Can be a long time. And, we're trying to be very strategic on where we're placing key workouts. So you don't overdo it. That's the risk we run here is overdoing it. But yeah, just listening to yourself, especially. This is where you want to be talking with your coach and being like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, kind of thing. And so being very communicative. But yeah, get ready to flex the focused demands.
Yeah.
So
it'll be great.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But let's jump into some workouts, huh?
Workouts. Swim, bike, run.
Swim,
Should
bike,
we flip
run.
it? Should we do run, bike, swim? Should we do run, swim, bike?
That'd be psycho. That'd be like leaving on like a 5 second.
Yeah.
On a pace clock.
Yeah, 45.
45?
You've left on like the 50
I love doing that.
It drives me nuts. And everyone else in the lane who is sane. Yeah.
But all you guys have to do is leave 5 seconds after the leader. You don't even have to do the math.
That is a fair point. However, in our world of master swimming, we will take all the 15 and
bottom of the top.
30 second. There we go.
Bottom of the top.
There we go. Now that's.
Or if you're Dylan, go psycho. 45, 15.
Oh, I think you live on like the 47.
I'm not that weird. Come on. That's somebody with a watch.
That's
calling you out.
Calling you out. You can't leave.
You guys don't even look at a pace clock. You're
true.
like, ooh, messing with your watch.
Well, okay. Quick tangent on that. You don't know watch people at the pool, which we are anti-watch. That's our formal TA stance. But
right. Come at us.
But you never know when they're going to leave. Like if I see somebody who's trained, like clearly in a set, I feel like a better sense, especially if the top is coming around. I'm like, okay, they're going to wait for the top to go.
Right.
But those wristwatch people, they're wild cards. You never know when they're going to push off because they can just start their own clock.
Yeah.
They're in their own little world. They're not in the community with the rest of us. Looking at the top.
How do we get here? Are we talking about the swim? We're talking about the swim?
Well, we were about to.
Yeah.
What are you reeling me back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Reeling.
Fine.
But you're true.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Workouts. Focus phase.
So workouts. So want me to hit workouts?
Capital P.
K. Pace work.
Hey.
Yes, sir. So, this is anywhere from 50 to 200s. And the big thing here is hitting pace work, and we're decreasing rest in this phase, right? So the further you are from your race, so if you're watching, if this is where you started in base phase, you're getting a lot more rest, right? And it's very non-specific. Here, over in the focus phase, you're getting very close to your race. So now we're hitting pace work, and we've cut down the rest as we've gone through the cycle. So
Yeah, right. This is great. Visual aids.
Yeah. And so 50 to 200s. Pick your poison. It's all good.
Uh-huh.
I think you should touch it all here.
Yeah.
And then how long are we swimming sets?
Yeah, right. So when we're doing half Ironman, it's like 2K worth of work, tops. This is unlike in the run where, we wouldn't have you go run a half marathon at your race pace as part of your progression, right? We're going to chunk that up a little bit differently. But in the swim, it's low impact. You can recover from it. So you can do the full volume in terms of your race effort in terms of the race distance and race pace, and recover just fine. Yeah. So if you're actually more experienced, you can do even more. But demand specific, about 2K of work will do you for your main set, not for your whole swim.
70.3.
Yeah. 2K worth of work.
Yeah.
And like Dylan said, some folks might like the 50s pace, like pace 50s. Some people like pace 100. Some people like 200. Some people, and there's reasons.
How tired are you? Yeah, right?
Dabble into it. Yeah, it can be a rest thing. It can just be some people walk up to the pool and they're like, yeah, I want to do 2,000 worth of 50s. That's a lot of 50s. But 20, if that's your thing, it's more. It's a lot of 50s.
So was that 40, 50?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done that.
No, that's 1,000. No.
Wow. Well, 10 50s would be a 500.
Yes.
So there you go. So yeah, it'd be 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. That's a U set. I don't know. No.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah. But pick your poison and play with it. Also throughout, as Dylan said, we're touching everything. So you're still going to want to do a longer aerobic swim with 500s. And especially if you're worried about the distance, if you're somebody out there who is worried about being able to swim that long, then making sure in this phase you're doing some 500s or 400s in a meter pool, 50-meter pool, just so you're spending more time is going to be helpful.
Right.
Also, wetsuit swimming, you should practice. Open water, like those kinds of things during the focus phase. Yep. If your race is going to be, whatever it's going to be, try and get specific to that.
Yep. This is definitely the time to hit some open water. I think, and this is a fun one. I think if you're really super experienced, you might jump in your wetsuit the week of the race.
Yeah.
If you aren't confident, you should hit it more, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had, side note, just had a friend who's doing his first 70.3 in Chicago next week. He had some background swimming, and he went to go do his open water swim, and he panicked. Like, he had freak out, like, because it happened.
In a practice swim?
Yeah. Uh-huh. 2 of them. Mm-hmm. He had anxiety.
Better to do it there.
Yeah, right? But so then he went after that. What did he do? He went and he wore his wetsuit in the pool. So he which can be, just don't cook yourself. But yeah, it gets hot. But like, just a good way to break your brain. If it is anxiety from the wetsuit and the breathing, it's like, okay, put yourself back in a comfortable environment, wear it. And then he went back out again and he's able to do it and he's going to be fine. But so if you are newer to the sport, I think doing some of that pre-race day practice or pre-even race week practice can be super helpful just because you don't know until you do the thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the last thing I'll add for the pace work, if you're a newer swimmer, I'd recommend doing shorter reps and shortening the rest just so you're swimming good.
Good form.
Yeah. Because if you're doing just 200 reps flailing, you're not getting the bang for the buck that you need.
Great nugget.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to the bike.
Yeah. Bike.
What do we got?
We are getting, again, specific. So here we are doing intervals. Again, it's always intervals, but race-specific power. So we're going to be tempo, maybe a little bit into threshold. In terms of volume of work, depending on level, will be from 60 to 90 minutes. I think some of our more advanced athletes who spend a lot of time on the bike can do some pretty fun workouts in this session where you're tapping and doing a little bit of race simulation, stimulating some VO2, settling back into you're just below threshold or what you plan to hit, and going back up again, but all amounting to 60 to 90 minutes worth of work. And as you mentioned in the swim, same thing, reducing that rest so that it is a bit more reflective of the actual race stimulus as we head into it is going to be super important.
Yeah. And then some workouts we're going to have you do is, like we'll talk about an hour, but I mean, you can cut it any way you want. You could do 6 by 10 minutes, 4 by 15 minutes, 3 by 20 minutes. That's probably good. 30 minutes gets a little long. You can do 2 by 30 if you wanted. But yeah, just hitting pace, quick recovery, let the heart rate come down.
Yeah.
And get back into it.
Yes.
And you should be feeling pretty good by the end of this. You shouldn't watch your heart rate creep. If your heart rate's creeping, you went too hard, or you didn't have a solid enough foundation, or you're aiming at a power that you actually can't do.
Yes.
If your heart rate goes flying away from you.
Yes.
So during these intervals, we want to keep a steady, maintained heart rate throughout. Yep.
Yeah. No, that's a really great point, especially as we get closer to the race. So we think about how fitness is built and the time that it takes to actually move that needle and then progress it. If your race is 2 weeks away and you're consistently, you keep trying to push it and your heart rate is going off the wall, like, hey, well, hopefully you're working with your coach, but you need to reset on where your body is at and go into your race with an open mind. We're not trying to put you in a box for a race day, but at the same time, there's reasons. If you go over, you're just going to make yourself more tired heading into the race and not necessarily more fit. I think a lot of folks think, I'm going to be fitter if I just slam this because I can. It's like, well, you might just actually be tiring yourself out and not being productive.
Yep.
The closer you get.
And this is why we're doing the forms, like the 4 different phases, is so that you're ready for this phase.
Yeah.
If you hit it too soon, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was good. And then, how about the long ride?
Don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah, got to keep that in there.
Yeah, so the long ride keeping it in this phase will help you keep your aerobic capacity high and tight. So you don't have to be flexing your longest rides.
Just like my haircuts.
High and tight, yeah.
I need one.
Yeah. I know. I was going to say, gosh, you look awful, John.
I'm going to bite my tongue.
I know, mister, I cut my own hair all the time. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
But anyway, yes, long ride. Keeping it in the mix throughout the whole program.
Yeah, because if you stop doing them closer to the race, you're going to lose some aerobic capacity. Yeah. That's very important to a race endurance event. So, you don't essentially have to hit them hard, but you just got to keep them in.
Yes.
So, yep.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, the run?
That's the bike.
That's the
Right?
bike.
That's the bike.
I think so.
Oh, that timing-wise, 2 or 3 weeks out is when, well, more like 3 is when you'll hit the peak key sessions.
Yep.
And then, as mentioned, when you get into that last 2 weeks, you're not really building fitness for that specific race. If you're trying to build fitness, you're more so trying to capitalize on all the fitness you already have, coming in fresh and rested. Yep. That kind of thing.
Nice. Yep. Well, and then I think this is a good transition, bike to run, as mentioning brick runs.
Right.
Yes. So, you guys have heard of them. If you're new to triathlon, a brick is typically you can do swim to bike. Some people do that, but the classic is a good bike to run. Yep. So practicing getting your legs used to running off of a bike, and it's a weird sensation if you aren't used to it. Kind of your legs feel like noodles a little bit.
Yeah,
your back can be tight.
Baby giraffe action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
anyway, adding brick runs, you don't have to do super long.
No.
15 minutes is plenty.
Please don't. Don't.
You got something to say.
I got something to say. I mean, if there is, I don't know. I'm not someone who believes in absolutes per se, like the extremes. But generally speaking, going and running an hour after a ride, like a long or hard ride, is not like you're just going to cause more harm than good. So
Yeah.
Dylan was talking about, you just want to go through the flow of feeling that transition, teaching your body that transition. Like your body already knows how to run. And because we are triathletes, we're swim, biking, and running all the time. So you're running on tire legs. I don't know, Dylan, how often?
Always.
Right. So you're always running on. So you're always effectively training what that run experience is going to be like just throughout your program. Yeah. So the brick session is not the place to try to work on that strength endurance. It's more so working that transition from, okay, I was just sitting on my butt, spinning my legs for however long. Now I need to stand up and bear all of my weight and then some, moving my legs, and I can't find my legs, where are they at? They're noodly. And then my calves are kind of cramping because I'm now flexing at my ankles, and that's like different, putting power into that, and all that goes away in like 20 minutes. So you just have to work through that progression on those brick runs.
Yep.
So they're sprinkled in.
Yeah, and you're better off if you had an hour run later in the day, like giving yourself a couple hours between the bike and the run session, just so it's productive. It's a more productive session. And I think, I don't know, we might have hit it, but 15 to 30 minutes is plenty for brick runs.
Yeah, and play with pace. Maybe sometime go right. Try to go right to your goal pace after. Another time, go easy and then build into your goal pace. Yeah. Like there's not another one. Just do strides during it. So there's not really a wrong way
strides.
To do it.
Do them all the time.
Love strides.
Every run.
Stride story.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you about my strides.
You know?
Doing it.
Oh, now you got to.
All right.
Tell the people. Tell the people.
So I've been trying to build my run to something. I've been trying to run again, but I did strides for one of the first times last week. Guess how fast the pace was on my first stride?
10-minute miles.
Give me a little credit.
All right, 6.
I had just run. Give me less.
Give me less credit.
7:30.
Oh, yeah.
Was my stride pace. The first stride. Now,
Bro,
I had just run 3 miles, but 7:30. I did get it down. One of them, I think downhill with a tailwind, was 6 minute, as I did like 6 of them. But the first one was 7:30, and I'm like, this is as fast as I can run.
That's all right.
It was wild.
Hey, for people listening, that might be really fast.
It might be. Everything's relative.
Everything is relative.
But I was like, I think I'm broken.
Yeah.
I used to see 4s.
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's a switch. Choo choo. I know. So we're all about strides, but I'm just getting back into them anyway.
Yeah, man.
Side note, you got nothing to say.
I got nothing to say, but keep strides in the focus phase because that's the phase we're in. It's really important. Run drill. You can do them uphill, hill sprints, strides. This is a great time. Yeah. You can do them all year round.
Yeah. You're really great at bringing us back to the task at hand.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Thanks for being here to do that.
Yeah,
because
thanks.
It worked to me.
Where would we be?
What's the show notes? Needs them.
Yeah, but some pace work, right?
Yeah, into the run.
Yeah, this is pretty similar to the bike, right? We've been talking about it. We're gonna beat it like a dead horse.
Yeah.
We're gonna say, again, rest is shortening during these intervals. You can do pace stuff from 400 to mile repeats, 2K repeats, which is 1.25 miles for us Americans.
Wow.
But just nailing pace work.
Yeah, and 5Ks also repeat. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, on the high end. So as we're talking about, I think paces and RPE and heart rate and all of it. If you're running anything a K or under, you can run faster than goal pace and still be, like tempo threshold. Once you hit the 2K, 5K, like longer efforts, and you want to do pace work, you're on pace and you're just feeling good there. We'll have some athletes do up to 3x5K of pace, goal pace. And it's, again, important. We're paying attention to RP, heart rate, so that it is
not
real.
Running from us.
Yeah, and it's achievable on the day. And just get that stimulus, so that would be these, from a volume standpoint, I mean, 3x5K be about 9 miles of work. That's the top end of what you would need to do. I mean, there's warm up and cool down on that. So the runner who's doing that is going to be a more advanced runner who's got more mileage in their legs, or maybe they started running and then get in a triathlon. If you're newer, maybe we'll do 2x5K, or maybe, we'll just have it be reps of 10 minutes, or there's different ways to skin it. But we're not going to have you run a half marathon as a prep for your half Ironman or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you're still going to put in some work, and ultimately we just want you to be comfortable at that target pace.
Yeah. And I think the long run, it depends on level too, right? So, yeah, I mean, if you're a really experienced runner, you could be doing 16-mile long runs for a half 70.3. But I think we're kind of in that 12 miles is like,
it's enough.
Well, yeah, enough.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Train the demands. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we'll touch on long runs. The 5K stuff is great to do within the long run because it's already becoming a long session. If you think about 15K at work, you're almost there with a short warm up and cool down. Yeah. So, and then two, I think something important for the long runs is, if we're going back to the 4 phases of training, early days, just run slow, enjoy it. We're building up mileage. So we're building throughout this whole process. And the closer we get to the race, we can start getting more specific in that long run to continue to trick the body and get it used to, the demands of the event that's coming. So, yeah, your body will adapt over time. So once you hit your max mileage, then we can start, okay, like we feel good at this long run distance. Now let's start flexing in it a little bit. And that's a good way to gain some more fitness in this phase.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
Keep the stimulus going and just set you up to be a really strong runner.
Yep.
I mean, and being able to run that same pace throughout the whole race. I think that's, or negative split it, right? Like that's the goal, to be on that run and just nail it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. And then I think something that we maybe missed or didn't touch on is within all this, we like to smoke some VO2, 2 to 3 weeks out from your A race. So I think it's important to keep flexing that. Keep touching the high end, even throughout. Like we're touching. Touching it. So
right, like we said, we don't. We're not a super polar, or like our programs are variable in that we touch all the zones all the time. Right, we're spinning the different plates throughout, but
there's certainly more focus within the phase.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Emphasis on the key sessions that are tap sessions, we call them.
TrainAnything priority.
That's right. Thanks. We'll keep the phase. Those sessions are dedicated to the phase in which we're in and the physiological adaptations that we are after. But we're doing all of the things in measured ways. And what Dylan just brought up was the VO2 hit, specifically a couple weeks out from your race. That's our last physiological opportunity to open up what we've been building. So we like to, for most of our athletes, put a good VO2 hit a couple weeks out just to open it up.
Yep.
And then send it through taper and nail it.
Heck yeah. And then we'll touch on strength and mobility, just some notes. This one depends on where you are.
Oh, depends.
But we aren't going to wear Depends. We're going to put on some big boy pants. And
she's going to think we could get them as a sponsor.
That'd be awesome.
The great people of Depends.
We just got to wear them on our podcast.
Why does it smell in here?
Gross. Because Asher's walking around with them.
Sure, blame the 2-year-old.
In his pants. Okay, we aren't going to do a Depends. We
have better sponsors than that.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Fathers.
We're still waiting on some sponsors, so if anyone wants to sponsor us. But like power movements. So
right.
We're getting snappy here.
Yes.
So box jumps. Please be careful on those. You can wreck your shins.
Yeah.
But just, different planes of motion. So you can do ice skaters, bunny hops, single leg pogos, or you're just jumping up and down.
Hey, when you do bunny hops, do you do this?
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Sure,
yeah,
and
and
a purist.
I put my big teeth out too. I'll even grab a carrot. I'll put a bunny tail on too, actually.
Wow.
I know. I actually put a costume on.
This is
That's asked.
I did. I wanted to know how you bunny hop.
Dude, so for you guys who listen and watch, we got TA exercises on our YouTube.
We do.
And we should
Is
put
there one up there with
we
you
should
in a
put
bunny
a
suit?
bunny suit
I would
on.
love to, it's not up there yet?
Just like
People go look. I haven't
It's
looked at
not
those
up there.
videos.
I'm buying a bunny suit. That'd be hilarious. Just one random video of us jumping in a bunny suit.
Suit not included. BYO.
Actually,
bunny suit.
You know how like lame. Okay, I will. This is a tangent.
Okay, it is, and it's yours, not mine. Let it be known.
We should make our TA exercises fun.
A little bit more fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
like pogos. Like
Me
have a
too.
pogo stick.
Pogo stick. That's what I think of every time you say pogos. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think you have a pogo stick in your garage.
Bunny hops, like dress like a bunny. What
Yeah.
else could we do?
We could
Bulgarian split squats.
I mean, bear crawls.
Yeah, put a bear suit on.
Spray you.
You guys would come to us for workout advice, right? Gosh, this industry is so bland and vanilla.
So
It's like,
boring.
yeah, that's it.
We're doing it.
Doing squats in a gorilla suit. Farmer walks, put on some overalls.
Don't give them all away.
I like this.
Oh, I'm into it.
Yeah, these guys are weird.
Oh, monster
But I
walks.
like 'em.
Monster
Oh yeah,
walks.
put on
Yeah.
a monster suit.
Yes.
Or just we'll film Asher.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because he's like good at it.
Yeah.
Aren't monster or no? What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Bear crawl maybe.
Oh, all right.
He'd be a good bear
Good
crawl.
bear crawler.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're on to something.
But yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
This might happen.
Check our YouTube for when the
Yeah,
random.
if you don't want
strength-
boring strength industry workouts. Oh, dude.
I'm
All
excited.
right, I am too.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Oh,
well, we talked about
what are we talking
box
about?
jumps, broad jumps, right? Activation
brought us
things.
back this time.
Yes, teamwork. So the other thing is if you are working with a strength coach and or on a formal progression, you can lift heavy heading into a race and get some of that neuromuscular stimulus without like blowing your taper, because you're not going to be getting slammed. You're just getting activated. So the whole thing, Dylan said, activate, and power moves is what we're in. Wow, the multi-snap.
Can you do that?
I have no idea.
It's raining. This is where we say a poem. I was out in the woods walking, and it started to rain. I heard a pitter-patter on the leaves, and I looked to my left, and I saw a sight. And it was a bear. Ah! That hurt your forearms?
Wow.
Dude, I'm pumped.
No, I don't think I was snapping as hard as you.
Holy crap. You guys should try that. See how long you can do like 4 snaps. Ouch. Dude, my forearms are pumped like I was just sculling for like a 500. That was pretty good.
You did great.
Thanks. I could work on my poem a little bit.
That's
but
good. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to jump in with the verse, and I was like, I don't know what I see to my left, what I see to my left, what I see to my left. Don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me.
Hey, you know, at Train Anything, we keep things
That's right.
weird.
Yes.
So
Well, something. I just
I don't
trained how
know.
to multi-snap my fingers.
that was good. Maybe we should have a section in the show where we just like
Make noises.
like we're in outer space.
Oh.
What do you
I did.
John's losing it.
I am.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's wrap this one up, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, go for it. You got any final thoughts on the focus phase there, Johnny boy?
Thoughts on the focus phase. Stay focused, and I think
Seriously,
we another
keep it
thing,
light. Keep it light.
Yeah, don't
Have
stress
fun.
yourself out. I think
It's just racing.
that's right. It's still
It's just triathlon.
It is, and it's just a good time. I
We all
think
pee in our wetsuits,
it's still yes, we do,
and we pee on our bikes,
we do.
and we're weird.
Well, you are.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I was trying to actually wrap
I'm
this
losing
up.
my mind.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
I
We had a
know.
long weekend.
Yeah, we're still
good.
reeling from it.
Yeah.
So I was going to say that one workout at a time, right? So as we're heading down to the race, that's all you need to be focused on. Less so the anticipation of the race. Just execute what's in your plan and trust the process. I think that's another thing. As you get closer to the race, your brain starts going like, oh, I'm not fit enough, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. And a lot of negative can come in, but I challenge you to flip it all positive and think about the possibility of what's going to happen on race day and let that be your focus. So do that intentionally and bring it with you.
And if you're feeling nervous, that's good.
Right.
It means you care.
Yes.
Right.
Have some nervous energy,
yeah,
but don't let it
seriously.
rule your life or bring you down.
Nope. Just acknowledge it and be like, oh, I feel that. Yeah. And then flip it. Go psycho. You can kind of like twitch your eye a little bit and be like, yeah, we're racing.
The DG twitch.
DG twitch. Never heard that one.
Yeah.
The
And while you're on that and
Yeah.
feeling those nerves, visualization is something we didn't touch on, but doing some of that throughout the focus phase and thinking about your transition, like playing them out in your head is just as much training as it is in real life. Study the brain. It's really cool. But doing some of that
powerful.
Visualization is going to set you up for a stronger day. So be doing that heading into your race. I think we're both believers in that.
Yeah, if you're talking to yourself like a wet noodle, you're going to race like a wet noodle. So,
Yeah, we do a whole presentation on No Wet Noodles.
I know.
It's going to be a podcast series. I think it's actually going to be our next series is going to be our mental strategies training.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Love that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is.
If you didn't know.
We got a lot of podcasts to go. This is episode 10.
Yeah, feels
We're
like
still having fun.
300.
Oh, gosh, we're ready to retire.
Yeah.
By 100, we're done. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What
But then
was I
once you're
saying?
out there, I guess this is the end. Once you're out there on the race day, just have fun. Execute your goals. Control what you can control. I mean, we could do a whole podcast on how to execute a race. Maybe we will. But like you work so hard, sacrifice so much, people around you sacrifice, support you, like all of that culminates on race day and that makes it really special.
Yeah. And, some other nuggets is, which is win moments in racing. So stay present in where you are. So when the gun goes off, you're just swimming, just swim, stay present.
I'm not swimming thinking about my run that I'm going to bonk on.
Yeah.
Is that not, am I not supposed to be doing that?
You're too far away.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Live in the moment. Be present. Yeah. And just get through the swim. And then same with all the other sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay focused. And then soon enough, you'll be at the finish line. Celebrating.
Soon enough.
High-fiving your
It'll be over. You'll be signing up for the next one.
your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Talking about pee stories and
Right. Twitching.
bonks, gel slams,
PRs.
PRs,
Nailing it.
PBs.
Yeah. What are those? I'm a PR guy. You a PB guy?
Personal record, personal
Yeah,
best.
PB sounds Canadian. I think that's what Lionel Sanders says.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Well,
Okay.
thanks for listening to the focus phase. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Pretty good overview of our 4 phases. I'm sure we'll come back around and talk in depth on them in the podcast to come.
Yes.
How are we doing? Are we still recording?
We're good.
All right, let's do a bucket poll.
Bucket bowl. And
forgot.
again, dude,
Nobody has to know.
we've recorded
Here.
this twice. Wait. Here.
Yeah, some paper. There you go.
Uh-huh.
All right, this
Oh.
week's bucket poll is
Ooh.
sponsored by
Bucket dump.
confetti. There it is.
The whole episode's sponsored by Fathers. Oh.
Still smells like gunpowder.
That's nice. Wow.
Brings me back to my childhood.
Yeah, I'll smell. Oh.
If you ever, if you guys aren't watching, there's John's losing it, dude. Here, hoof that. Episode 10. All right, bucket bowl.
Bucket bowl.
Here we go. What does it say there, Jenny boy?
Kicking, 2 beat, 4 beat, 6 beat. I don't know what to do. Help me figure it out. Is that what it says?
Oh my gosh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
So, okay, kicking. Right, because there's a lot out there.
A lot.
That, you know, you'll listen to some people say, don't kick, you're going to waste your energy. And then you'll listen to people like me.
Then there's Dylan.
Yeah, they're still, no. Hey. And then you listen to other coaches where, kick away, my friend.
Kick
but
makes
hey,
your heart grow fonder.
yeah, but
No,
like,
okay.
putting on a coach lens now.
Okay, fine. Get serious. Dial it in.
Yeah.
Some things to think about.
Yeah, do you want to take it first? Or should I?
Yeah, you can start. Sure. Jeez. Kicking. Okay, so I think when we think about swimming, the most important thing is that it is a technique-driven sport. Super technique-driven. Kick is just one part of that technique. So I realize this is the question we are asking about, but you can't just talk about one thing in isolation when it comes to the swim, because they're all related in making you faster and more efficient and economical in the water. So that's ultimately your goal, is how do I adjust my technique? And I'm going to put kick as part of your technique and swim the fastest, most efficient as I can to reach my goal. So mechanically, as part of swim technique, the kick is there for balance. The kick is there to stabilize you as you are moving through the water. From a propulsion standpoint, something like 80-20 within range of force and propulsion coming from your arms and your upper body and just movement in the water, and your kick by itself. Like, you know that by, you know, when you're doing sets pull versus sets kick, like your kick times are, you've got to take you longer because it's just not as much propulsion as you're moving through the water. So with all that, your goal is to move as quickly and efficiently as possible, as fast as you can, and then bike and run great after that. So working, where am I going with this? So working the timing of the kick to do those things, to have your body be stabilized. You know, we talk about the timing of the downbeat on your kick, and at the baseline for everyone, whether you're doing a 2-beat, 4-beat, or 6-beat, when you're executing that pull through and grabbing that water, that's when you're doing the downbeat kick on that same side. And then same thing when you're doing left, downbeat kick, same side. It's like that is fundamental, and then you build from there. And I'm someone who kicks just those 2 times, if I'm lucky, most of the time, and I do all right. Dylan is someone who operates more at the 6-beat lens as a professional, and keeps up as a front pack swimmer. But you know, he has the same downbeat. Like, we share the downbeat. He just has more work.
But I'm doing both kicks on each side, just because I'm adding a kick.
Right.
But yeah, that's confusing. But yeah.
Yeah. There's a downbeat on both sides at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because you're kicking faster. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's ultimately, I mean, my take on it is explore. Like, some folks might find it easier, or that they're faster and fit enough to handle more kicks. Some people might find that they're like, there's diminishing returns. And so practice, like, it's like a drill. Practice 2-beat kick, practice a 4-beat kick, practice a 6-beat kick, and then progress it like anything else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was my answer, non-answer. But I wanted to just to explain kicking and that why people are asking this question. And I don't just want to say it depends on an answer, but
yeah. Yeah, and
I'll
think
stop talking.
Right, and there's no right way, I think, too, because let's just talk about a kid who grew up swimming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's kids who naturally kick more,
Mm-hmm.
and there's kids who don't. Like for me, when I was in swim lessons as a kid, I was a really good kicker. I could kick really well.
Yeah.
And I just kept that. And then some other kids who I grew up swimming with, they didn't kick at all. You know, they're just, they pulled and they're great swimmers and they just didn't kick. So, and then like for Olympians now, there's still like for distance swimmers, like the 1500 meter men and women, you'll see a lot more of them 6 feet kicking. You know, that's their one event, right? And they're racing for 15 minutes.
Right.
But they are kicking more because it does get you there a little quicker. But there's also some Olympic swimmers who aren't kicking. They're doing like a 2-bait kick, like John was saying. It's like a balance thing. So what do you naturally go towards? And if you naturally go towards kicking, like figure out how to make it efficient and easy, because just because you kick more doesn't mean you're kicking harder, essentially. It's a rolling rhythm to keep you afloat.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put more effort in just to do 6.
Yeah.
It's just like maybe your legs are naturally just rolling faster than a 4-beat or a 2-beat.
You should come here and watch Dylan swim and kick.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's kicking hard, but his feet are moving the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he's thrashing or like, you know, rah, with his legs. That was the bear. To my left. The bear to my right. Run! Yeah, so I think the drills, on the drill front, the timing of the down kick is the most important thing, because that is going to keep you straight in the water and be able to balance your rotation and the timing of your overall stroke. So if you are a new swimmer, I would say start at the low end to make sure you're getting those beats right, and then start to add kicks. Because if you are just kicking whimsically.
There you go.
I don't think that's what I wanted, but that's what I got. If you are haphazardly, or just if you're kicking without connection to your stroke and your rotation, that's not proper swimming. Like that's kind of mindless. And you, like, if you're snaking and kicking really fast, I'd rather have you not snake at your hip and kick once or drag your feet. But so it's really focusing on the technique of it and building to it, and then advancing it and progressing it as you move through sport with somebody's eyes on you to help get there.
Yeah. Oh gosh, we're gonna keep going on kick. We just gotta shut me up.
Bucket pull timer. We don't have a timer on bucket pulls.
Yeah, but
we're out of popper, so I can't shoot you with anything. But I'll just smell this while you're listening.
Yeah, smell. I forgot what I was gonna say, so it probably was not important. What was I going to say? Oh, kicking. So another thing I'll say with kicking.
This might be the last word.
Is.
Or maybe not.
No. If your knee is collapsing. So if your knee is like if you're watching like a 90 and it's collapsing, fix that.
Right. Yeah.
You just want, like, your kick should come from your hip. So that's something else. So if you're kicking 90 and 6 feet,
you're probably going backwards.
You're working so hard.
You're probably not even going forward.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's what maybe people are trying to say to people is like, hey, don't kick if you're kicking like that. Well, maybe that's not the right, like, just try to kick appropriately. Kick from your hip, and you don't want a lot of knee bend. You just want it to be, nice and smooth and rolling. Yeah. So anyway, that's my last little nugget on kicking.
It's a great one. Again, come to camp in July, and we'll have Dylan show you what he means.
Kicking.
In real life.
Yeah, because we got the pool.
Pool time. Yes. All right. Well, gee, I think that was episode 10.
We did it.
We did it. 10 and a half. Well, we'll check the feed.
This is 11.
We thought we did this once. Hey, if a podcast drops in the forest but nobody hears it, did the podcast actually drop?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely did. Does a bear poop in the woods? Yeah, dude.
Bear! Run!
Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoy. And I'm excited about our strength workouts.
Yeah. I'm excited for Dylan in a bunny suit. It's coming.
Oh.
The carrot.
You're either going to love us or hate us.
Yep.
But that's our goal.
Pick a side.
Yep.
And
So.
like and subscribe. Or don't.
Thanks for watching. Episode 10. See you on the next one.